Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday the 22nd of December 2021. In today's Millwall news we have this. We've got talk from Gary Rowett. What's he saying? He's talking about transfers. This is from news@den.co.uk, and he was asked point blank about Ikpeazu from Middlesbrough, who we were linked with earlier in the week, and he had something to say about that. So Mill manager Gary Rowett preferred not to comment directly when asked about a link to Middlesbrough Ikpeazu. The Sun on Sunday claimed the Lions want to move for the striker in the January transfer window. Borough boss Chris Wilder is reportedly open to offers for the 26-year-old as he aims to freshen up his squad. Ikpeazu joined Borough from Wycombe for an undisclosed fee in the summer, but has made just 8 league starts, scoring 2 championship goals in 19 games, but they came back in August. The 6'3" forward scored 6 league goals in 23 starts last season after joining Wycombe on a free transfer from Hearts. Rowett was asked if he could comment on the link, and he replied, "No, not really. What would I say with any of those things is that some of the stories are going to be true and some are not going to be true. What I won't do is comment on speculation. I think for us we have a lot of good targets, but those targets are going to also be dependent on the movement that we have out of the club. We were in a very, very similar position to what we were last time." So there you go. What does that mean? Well, he's hopefully they're not interested in him, because I think that would not be a good signing at all. So what is he interested in? So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, and they say Mill boss keen to freshen up squad as he eyes a busier January transfer window. Gary Rowett is hoping to be busier than normal in the January transfer window as he feels his Mill squad is in need of freshening up. Jed Wallace, Tom Bradshaw, Conor Mahoney, Matt Smith, Jean Dadibud Varson, Alex Pearson, Ben Thompson are all out of contract at the end of this season. Right back Marlon Romeo is on a season-long loan at Portsmouth. Rowett has indicated previously that he would like to secure Bradshaw on new terms. The forward's family is settled in the Beckenham area. My thought process this window is that I would like to do some business, Rowett told the South London Press. Probably a little bit more than we maybe would normally do in January. And the reasons behind that is we've probably got 4 or 5 players who are in limbo a little bit. Whether they come to the end of the season and that is not being involved or featuring, we've got a couple of other moving parts. And I also think it's probably a good time to have a little freshen as well of the squad. That's going to be something that is done in the summer, but it makes sense to do something in January if we can as well. Of course, ins are always going to be dependent on outs as well. We've said that previously, and it hampered us a little bit in the summer to a certain degree. We've got to balance the books, and in COVID times particularly, we have got to be sensible in what we do. But now is a good time. We need to push on and freshen up a little bit. I'm pleased with the squad, but there are 4 or 5 players who haven't featured very much. And ideally, if you get to that point, those players want to play football. We've also got the chance of bringing some young players back from their loan spells, the likes of Tyler Burry, Tanto and Hayden. Whether we do that or not is down to internal conversations. It's hard to be too specific in terms of what we're planning. We know that certain things have to move for us as a club to do that, but this will be our 4th window, and we've signed 2 players for money just over £1 million, so it's clear we haven't spent massive transfer fees on people. What we need this window is to try and show that little bit of ambition, if we can, to try and change things around a little bit. Okay, so again, players out, players in. Does that mean these players here? So they want to sign Bradshaw, so that leaves Jed, Connor, Matt Smith, Bodvarsson, Pearce, Thompson. Could we see some of them leaving to help bringing new players? It seems that's the way we have to go. The only other new, in quotes, players we will get is the youngsters coming back, which would be interesting. It really would. It really would. So there you go. So let's have a look at this now. This is from Millwall Football Club, millfc.co.uk, club's official website, and they've donated another 500 tickets to the NHS. and they've now donated a total of 5,000 tickets. I think all to Lewisham Hospital. I think, I'm not too sure. The Lions have donated 500 match tickets for Boxing Day's clash against Swansea City to Lewisham Hospital staff members. As the pandemic continues to impact everyone's lives, it's vitally important to show appreciation to the people who are working tirelessly to keep us safe. Millwall have now donated 5,000 tickets to key workers so far this season, and this Sunday's match will provide NHS staff with a chance to escape work and enjoy some festive football. Steve Kavanagh said, "We owe NHS staff a huge debt of gratitude for the incredible hard work, dedication and sacrifice throughout the pandemic and beyond. What they've done to keep us safe, to treat those who are unwell, to work with families suffering, and indeed with vaccine rollout has been nothing short of extraordinary, and we'll quite rightly remember all they've done and achieved for years to come. The very least we can do is invite staff along to each game, as we've done throughout the season so far, and it's nice to reach the landmark of 5,000 on Boxing Day." I wonder how much that costs though. I think they have to pay something, probably just the VAT on it, I think, because you're giving a gift. You're giving something in kind, whatever it's called, gift in kind, so you have to pay the taxes on it. Maybe they can write it off, I don't know. Maybe because it's like a donation to charity, you could write it off. Don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe they're using their brains and getting some tax exemption things going on. That would be good. But there you go. 5,000 tickets donated. Quite interesting. So moving on now to this. It's the Swansea City game to be streamed on iFollow. Now, I thought it was going to be streamed on iFollow anyway, because any game that isn't on a Saturday at between the hours of 3 and 5, with the blackout hours, it can be streamed. Now, to keep it simple, most clubs just stream the midweek games that they have throughout the season, and I think there is a limit on how many games you can actually stream to stop clubs from just moving all their games carte blanche from Saturday, not the normal time of Saturday, to probably Friday night or Sunday, whatever, and just showing every game on iFollow. For some reason, they don't want that to happen, probably because of the crowds and whatnot. But this game, so let's have a read of this. So it's going to be streamed TV pictures on iFollow. Every game is, of course, on iFollow radio with commentary. It's a bit confusing. They use the same name, it's the same brand for different things. So iFollow is just commentary, and iFollow is the TV pictures as well. So, but it's going to be TV pictures, so you can watch the game. If you don't have the COVID pass, you don't have the you don't have the vaccination status, you don't want to take a negative test and all of that, and it's Boxing Day. There's hardly any public transport. The trains are not running. The London Underground is not running. Buses will be running, but if you live a long way away from the Den, if you live in probably Bexley Heath, Dartford, that way, you'll probably be looking at taking 3 buses to get there and 3 buses back. So do you want to be doing that? I'd probably not. So here you go. And I think, as we've just seen in terms of that donating 500 tickets for this game, which is quite crazy because Boxing Day game is the marquee game probably of the season. It's a bank holiday game, the bank holiday game, and they're giving away tickets for it. So, and now they're doing this. If you reread this, and you'll see what they say. But probably looks like tickets aren't selling that well. They say it's selling well, but I don't know. Mill's Boxing Day game against Swansea City at the Den will now be streamed live on iFollow. The club made a late request to the EFL to do so to ensure that all supporters either isolating or unable to attend for other reasons can still watch the Lions take on the Swans. A video match pass is now available to buy for all supporters, both domestically and overseas, and that's £10, priced at £10. If you live in the UK, I'm not sure what it is overseas. Match tickets for Mill's final home game of 2021 are selling well, and they are available to buy by clicking here, and then the information about all the nonsense you have to do to get in can be viewed there as well. So yeah, are tickets selling or tickets not selling? I don't know, but if you can pay £10 and watch it from the comfort of your own home or wherever you are, which I imagine if you've got a family gathering, you pay a tenner, you can all sit around, and I'm sure you've got beers in. It's Christmas, you got beers, you got food, you got snacks and whatnot, and like, oh, fantastic. Sunday 3 p.m. Millwall versus Swansea, all crowding around the television. You can, if you've got a laptop or probably a tablet or even on your phone, there is a way to connect it to your television, and you can have it on the big screen with everyone around watching it. And that would be, what a Christmas that would be, unless we absolutely stink. But we got some good news today. Some good news for us, bad news for Swansea. How bad, I don't know. So here, like, now I said in yesterday's video the game will most likely be on. Gary Rowett said he thinks it's going to be on. I did say, what about Swansea? They haven't had the COVID yet. We've had the COVID. A lot of teams in the London and South East have had the COVID. So we're early adopters. It's spreading out. Are Swansea going to get in next? And we've got here 2 Swansea City players return positive COVID tests and will miss the Millwall game. And that's just 2. Unless they have, they're probably going to need to have, I don't know, maybe 15, because they got quite a large squad. So it looks like the game won't be cancelled with just 2 players missing. But which 2 players? I don't know. Are they good players? Not so good players? Who knows? So this is from a website called planetswans.co.uk. It's a Swansea independent news site, it seems. Swansea City will be without 2 players for their Boxing Day trip to Millwall after they return positive COVID tests as part of the club's routine testing. Russell Martin says both players are without symptoms and are now isolating away from the squad in a bid to prevent further transmission, which would start to place the fixture in doubt. We're 3 days away now, so I mean, if it gets called off now in the next 3 days, I mean, damn. So last week, QPR boss Mark Warburton talked about how he felt mandatory vaccinations. Martin also says that both players have had at least 1 jab, and also believes that it will be wrong to force vaccinations on players. And then they're going about whether all the players should be vaccinated. We've had 2 players isolating recently who didn't have it. Their kids had it. We just have to accept that's the situation. I certainly don't change my opinion on someone whether they've had the vaccine or not. If we have to miss them because of a choice they made with their own body, that's the risk they face, not being in the team, being out of the team and losing their place, he said. Yeah, okay. The Swans boss also believes that aside from the 2 players who will miss the game, he has no squad worries ahead of the Boxing Day clash at the new Den. Okay, so 2 players, only 2, but so he's saying 2. Then it says here we had 2 players isolating recently who didn't have it. Their kids had it. Okay. But then so they've had 2 players test positive, and they've had 2 players where their kids had it. So that's 4. That could be possible positives. I don't think that's going to be enough to get the game cancelled, postponed. But like I said, if there's more positives from the Swansea team, then we're looking at a late cancellation, and that is not good for anyone. So there you go. That is it. Thank you for watching today. Goodbye.